What you see is not a painting. What you see is a way of thinking of an era. This is the series of Eastern and Western art. I use the shortest time to show you the deepest thing.
On the surface, this painting depicts Fuxi, but it's actually more like a political work in which a Song Dynasty emperor used imagery to stamp his authority. In the painting, Fuxi is draped in a deerskin cloak, his long hair flowing. Demeanor is dignified and composed. Seated sideways on Arak, unlike the light-hearted narrative of mythological illustrations, authority, the leopard skin and heavy rocks, but rather conveying a deliberate sense of below emphasize the figure's imposing presence, and the use of strong brushstrokes, such as the axe cut technique, makes the overall image appear powerful, and it's about shaping the image of a commanding, this isn Turli aesthetic, sage king and the weight of order. The more crucial clues are at the bottom of the painting, the turtle in the lower right corner and the 8 trigrams in the lower left corner both point to the mandate of heaven and cosmic. Turtles are associated with divination, order, in traditional thought, diagrams and auspicious signs. And the 8 trigrams symbolize the rules of heaven and earth being codified into a system, therefore, but the starting point of order. Fuxi in this painting is not just a figure, implying that the sage king's power comes from receiving the mandate of heaven and establishing order, not from seizing power by force. The real core lies in the inscription above, that long passage of regular script is not just an ordinary poem, but a preface and eulogy written by Emperor Lizong himself. In the preface, Lizong describes inheriting the scholarly tradition of his ancestors, diligently seeking out classical texts, and tracing the transmission of the Taoist tradition. He even compiled the 13 eulogies of the Taoist tradition, from Fuxi to Mencius, and bestowed it upon the Imperial Academy as a declaration of his governing philosophy. In other words, this painting was unjust, painted for people to look at, but written for the world to see, binding together the Taoist tradition, politics, and the legitimacy of imperial power, demonstrating a clear line of succession of sages and virtuous rulers. The most interesting twist is that some features to portraits of Emperor Lizong in the researchers have compared Fuxi's facial museum collection and found them to be similar. If this assessment is correct, then this painting is not just a painting of Fuxi, but rather uses Fuxi's name and image to subtly imply that Lizong is the inheritor of the Taoist tradition, proving that his accession to the throne was legitimate and that he possessed the mandate of heaven. In short, this painting superficially depicts an ancient sage king, but actually speaks about the source of power. Fuxi stands in the painting, while Lizong stands outside of it.